Welcome everyone, my name is Nate Vandemeulebroecke. I'm in the Advisor Growth Track here at Bogart Wealth, and I'm in the Financial Planning Department. Today, we will be going over financial basics for millennials. On the agenda, we have setting your financial goals, building a budget, establishing an emergency fund, being careful with credit cards, debt and borrowing, and finally, taking advantage of technology. Introduction. With age comes responsibility. So if you're a young adult in your 20s or 30s, chances are you've been introduced to the realities of adulthood. While you're excited about all the opportunities that life has to offer, you're also aware of your emerging financial responsibility. In the financial realm, the millennial generations, or adults born between 1981 and 1996, face a unique set of challenges, including a competitive job market and significant student loan debt that makes it difficult to obtain financial stability. Poor money management can lead to debt, stress, and dependency on others. Fortunately, good money management skills can make it easy for you to accomplish your personal goals. Become familiar with the basics of planning now, and your future self will thank you for being responsible. Set your financial goals. Setting goals is an important part of life, particularly when it comes to your finances. Over time, your goals will probably change, which is normal, but this will require a few adjustments. Start by asking yourself the following questions. What are my short-term goals? That being a new car or vacation. What are my intermediate goals, like buying a home? And what are my long-term goals, such as saving for your child's college education, or the big one, retirement? How important is it for me to achieve each of these goals, and how much will I need to have saved for each of these goals? Once you have a clear picture of the goals, you can establish a budget that will help you target them, which leads us into our next topic, building a budget. A budget helps you stay on track with your finances. There are several steps you'll need to take to establish a budget. Start by identifying your current monthly income and expenses. This is easier than it sounds. Simply add up all your sources of income and do the same with your expenses, being sure to include discretionary expenses like entertainment, travel, and hobbies, as well as fixed expenses like housing, food, utilities, and transportation. Compare the totals. Are you spending more than you earn? This means you'll need to make some adjustments to get back on track. Look at your discretionary expenses to identify where you can scale back your spending. It might take some time and self-discipline to get your budget to where it needs to be, but you'll develop healthy financial habits along the way. On the other hand, you may discover that you have some extra money that you can put towards savings. Pay yourself first by adding to your retirement account or emergency fund. Building up your savings using extra income can ensure that you accomplish your financial goals over the long term. Establishing an emergency fund. It's an unpleasant thought, but a financial crisis could strike when you least expect it, so we'll want to be prepared. Protect yourself by setting up a cash reserve so you have funds available in the event that you're confronted with an unexpected expense. Otherwise, you may need to use money that you have earmarked for other purposes, such as a down payment on a home or go into debt. You may be familiar with the advice that you should have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in your cash reserve, but in reality, the amount that you should have depends on your particular circumstances. Consider factors such as job security, health, income, and debts owed when deciding how much money should be in your cash reserve. A good way to accumulate emergency funds is to earmark a percentage of your paycheck to pay each period. When you reach your goal, don't stop adding money. The more you have saved, the better off you'll be. Review your cash reserve either annually or when your financial situation changes. Major milestones like a new baby or home ownership will likely require some adjustments. Debt and borrowing. Be careful with credit cards. Credit cards can be useful in helping you monitor how much you spend, but they can also lead to spending more than you can afford. Before accepting a credit card offer, evaluate it carefully by doing the following. Read the terms and conditions closely. Know the interest rates and how it's calculated. Understand hidden fees, such as late payment charges and other hidden fees, and look for rewards and incentive programs that will be most beneficial to you. Contact your credit card issuer if you have questions about the language used in the offer. And if you're trying to decide between 2 or more credit cards, be sure to evaluate them to determine which will work best for you. Bear in mind that your credit card use affects your credit score. Avoid overspending by setting a balance that you're able to pay off fully each month. That way, you can safely build credit while being financially responsible. Take into account that any missed payments of any sort can cause your credit score to suffer. In turn, this can make it more difficult and expensive to borrow money later. Deal with your existing debt. At this stage in your life, you might be dealing with student loan debt and wondering how you can pay it off. Fortunately, there are many repayment plans that make it easier to pay off student loans. Check to see if you qualify for income-sensitive repayment options or income-based repayment. Even if you're not eligible, you may be eligible to refinance or consolidate your loans in order to make the repayment schedule easier in your budget. Explore all of your options to find out which works best for you. Beware of new borrowing. You're doing your best to pay off existing debt, but you may find that you need to borrow more. For example, things like grad school or a new car. But think carefully before you borrow. Ask yourself the following questions. Is this purchase necessary? Have you comparison shopped to make sure you're getting the best possible deal? How much will this loan or line of credit cost over time? And can you afford to add another monthly payment to your budget? Weigh your pre-existing debt against your need to borrow more and determine whether it's a wise decision at this particular point in your life. Taking advantage of technology. Access to technology at a young age is one major advantage that millennials have compared to their parents and grandparents when they were starting out. These days, there's virtually an app for everything. That includes the financial basics. Do your homework. Find out which one can be most beneficial to you. Do you need alerts to remind you to pay your bills on time? Do you need help organizing your finances? Or are you looking for a program that allows you to examine your bank, credit card, investment, and loan activities all at once? Researching different programs can also help with number crunching. Many financial apps offer built-in calculators that simplify tasks that may seem overwhelming, such as breaking down a monthly budget or figuring out a loan repayment plan. Experiment with what you find, and you'll most likely develop skills and insights that you can use as a starting point for future planning. Although apps are one way to get started, consider working with a financial professional who specializes in planning for young professionals for a more personalized strategy. Whatever you decide, plan. Set yourself on a path for financial success and stick to it. Thank you for watching. You can also check out some of our other videos like this on our website and our YouTube channel.